Oh, shit, we're live. I guess I forgot to put on my intro video. Let's do this really quick. Welcome back to the Crypto Coffee channel, everybody. Tonight I have a very special guest on a full moon of all nights. All you woo-woo motherfuckers out there. Here we go. We got Randy Hilarski. Some people love him. Some people hate him. Why do they hate him? Probably because they hate themselves. Probably because they're miserable human beings. This guy's been in crypto since what, 2013, 14?
January 2014 is when I bought my first Bitcoin.
14. Yeah, I bought my first Bitcoin in 2015. And we've both had our, we both gone our different directions. But we both ended up on top. And really why that is because crypto is a game of attrition. And it's a game of last man standing. It's a game of don't get shaken out and just don't die. And just by virtue of not dying, you will end up a much richer man. Not financial advice.
Can't say guarantee.
Yeah, I used to work in finance, and they were like, "Don't ever use the word guarantee."
Nope.
But yeah, no, don't do that. But look, it's really just a game of: do you believe that crypto will be here in 5 or 10 more years? And at some point, you have to ask yourself: do you believe in the future of crypto? Do you believe that this is all either going to go to zero or it's going to go to the moon? And even if it doesn't go to the moon, as long as it doesn't die, you will be the one that, even if it doesn't do a 10,000x, okay, everyone's all, oh, my coin's going to do a 10,000x because HEX did it once. You only get one of those per generation, okay? But coins can do 100x, coins can do a 50x, and that's still life-changing if you play your cards right. I think the main thing that people need to learn, correct me if I'm wrong, Randy, is just don't ape into every new thing that comes your way and make sure that you're generally directing your funds towards the longer term coins with a higher ROI with the more upward price potential and less downside. It's really that simple. If you want to go degen on this little side game over here, that's fine. As long as you are, for example, if you're yield farming, as long as you're selling that yield token for some of the blue chip PulseX, PulseChain, HEX, whatever that might be to you, you're going to make it. You're going to be fine. But don't be the guy on the other side of the trade, because you got to realize somebody is dumping on your head with all these short-term meme coins, all these Pepes, all these ape coins, Shiba, whatever. Somebody has an infinite supply and they are continually dumping on your head. So you need to realize what are the coins people are buying for the long term and what are the coins people are permanently dumping.
Absolutely. And remember the launch of PulseChain when we had the first the farms come out, and we were earning that incentive token. Incentive was going crazy. Remember the price was reaching, I think it was like $50 to $60 per incentive token. And here I'm telling everyone, incentive token is not for hodling.
Yeah. And that lasted for what, about 1 week?
1 week.
Yeah, and people are like, oh, incentive token is the future. And it's like, no, dude, it's just your average everyday yield farm token. I hate to break it to you, but here's the one thing I do think that incentive token is different than other yield farm tokens is that I am reasonably confident that we have enough people in the community, enough creative minds to temporarily upkeep the value of that token by making a different use case narrative for it. And they're probably going to do that 1 or 2 or 3 more times. So all of those times an incentive coin pumps might be a good time to take profit. Okay. Yeah. Just saying. I don't think it's going to be down and to the right forever. It'll be down and to the right with the occasional blip on the radar, because once in a while, someone's going to trick a bunch of people into thinking that, oh, INC is really, really good now. It's like, nope, it's a fucking yield farm token.
It's incentivized. That's all it is. It's just an extra carrot for you to provide LP, and you're still going to receive your LP. I don't even know. I haven't been paying attention on PulseX. I've been distracted by PHUX, but it's like frankly, I go where my money is treated best, as our friend Nomad Capitalist says.
You dirty shitcoiner, you. How dare you? How dare you go where you're a profit maximalist? It's just like people are like, oh, but instead of going, Richard Hart made it. It's like, it doesn't mean Richard Hart had like a master plan for that one. Okay. No. Other people might. But yeah, PHUX is one that I'm very interested in. I recently set up about, I think, 5 different yield farms. Like I did the RH Maxi, I did the Alex Maxi, I did the stablecoin pool, I did the Fiat Maxi, and I think I did the Maximus Perpetual swap.
Nice.
Yeah. And I did all those because I already had all those coins, right? Like I already owned, like, why wouldn't you want to just provide liquidity on those coins? And right now, the PHUX inflation rate is pretty generous towards new pools. And so people don't realize, like, if you think the yield farms on PulseX are good, if you have all 5 coins to put into an RH Maxi pool, it's even better.
Well, you don't even need all 5 coins. All you need is one of them.
Sure. You have to know that when you put one of them in, you're actually buying all 5. Yeah. So if you don't like all those coins, like if you only have HEX, but you want to put that into the RH Maxi pool, just know that you are effectively buying Pulse, PulseX, INC and EHEX as well, because it'll auto balance them all out, and it'll make it an equal ratio. And
I love it, man. I hats off to the Fiat team and what they're building over there with the PHs. It's going to be phenomenal with all these different options they're giving us.
Well, yeah, I think what a lot of people are doing on PulseChain, which is a great idea, is taking what works on Ethereum, taking the good stuff and deleting the bad stuff, and maybe you can even tweak it a little bit, make it a little bit better, and put it on the PulseChain. It's not reinventing the wheel here. Okay, we're not like, look, like the first to any new technology is not always the winner, right? Just because people made the Ford Model T doesn't mean the Ford Model T is going to be the first and best car for the rest of humanity. Okay. So we take what works because we've got to see it in the wild for 3 to 4 or 5 years. We've got to see what failed, what didn't fail. Like Liquidity, for example, Liquidity protocol on Ethereum. Great protocol. Guess how many people are in the Telegram chat? 7,000. Guess how many people are in the PulseChain Liquid Loans Telegram chat? Like 70,000. I mean, it's like a
really?
quarter. Hold on. That's
I didn't know that.
Probably not that. Hold on. It's 9,000.
Well, still,
it's higher than the Liquidity Telegram chat, and it's not even. It doesn't even exist. Launched. It doesn't even exist. It hasn't even launched. Yeah. So when you can foster a community, I think people that works out a lot better than just having good code, good tech. People don't care about good tech unless somebody tells them about it, and that's what we're doing right now.
Exactly. There's so many options. I'm really thankful that there's people out here in our community that care enough to build quality stuff. And I didn't care that they did sacrifices. You know, I'm not one of these people being judgmental about sacrifices. If you want to be like Alex and just build a coin and airdrop it to everyone, that's great. Go ahead and do that. But if you want to run a sack, go ahead and do that too, as long as it's something quality.
I'm so tired of sacrifice phases, though. Like, I just feel like because it worked out for Richard one time, everyone feels like they can skirt the system and be like, "Oh, I can do another ICO as long as I call it a sacrifice." You know, it's sure, man, but like, if you don't have a really unique, differentiated value proposition, it's not going to work out for you. And I've seen a lot of stupid, really, really dumb sacrifices obtain a lot of money. And it's unfortunate because people are sending them their blue chips, right? People are sending these sacrifice phases. They're sending them PulseChain and PulseX and HEX. And what do these guys do? They're dumping it on your head. Like
I actually don't mind though. I'm a capitalist. So I'm like, whatever we can do to build up the network, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, but it's not really building the network if you don't care about the core tokens.
If they're selling them?
Yeah, if they're dumping them.
Yeah. I guess you have a point there, but I don't mind them doing the raises at all. I think it's
sure, like raise any money in whatever creative way you think. But I mean, at the end of the day, your product is going to speak for itself, and the people that you gave your money to are dumping the coin on your head. So effectively, if you love PulseX, for example, and you donate a bunch of PulseX to a new sacrifice that dumps it, well, then when the price goes down, you're responsible for that. You did that. You did that to yourself. Okay,
that is true. So we take responsibility for it.
Right. So I'm not saying every sacrifice is bad, but
I sacrificed for at least 10.
Yeah. I mean, my portfolio, dude, I probably have like, other than the Richard Hart coins, I probably have like 6, 7, 8 more other projects in my portfolio.
Yeah. So you did like me, like about 10.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm all sacrificed out, man. And when I see a new coin come my way, I'm like, really, bro? Like, really?
Well, I was a big part of the 9-inch sack. I was actually disappointed with those guys for not coming to me to be part of the team, because I was friends with the HEX Bastard and friends with Mooney Man, one of the other guys behind it. Met him in Scotland twice, and really hit it off with him. And I was surprised they didn't reach out to me to be part of the team. So when they did the referral code thing, I was like, I'm all over this. I love this. I think we need another DEX. We need
Well, you
something
made
like
all your
Pepe.
money from referral. You made a lot of your money from referral programs. And like,
Yeah.
if I could go back in time and I could do the HEX referral program all over again, I would go 10 times harder than I did.
Absolutely, man.
you know?
I killed it with the free referral program on HEX, and I could have slaughtered it if I really wanted to.
Yeah. If only we knew that HEX would do a 10,000x, I would have gone ape shit in this fucking referral program.
Yeah. You know what? I was so embarrassed to show my HEX link because Andreas Antonopoulos was calling me a scammer because I was involved with HEX, and I had already lost like 2,000 followers on Twitter. So I was like afraid. Fear does not rule me. I'm not the type of guy that gets ruled by fear, but my reputation, because I'd launched over 40 projects, I felt embarrassed to show this link of something that was going down and to the left,
Yeah.
or
Down to the right.
Down to the right for the first 3 months. Yeah, exactly. So down and to the right, and I was like, oh man, dude, I don't really want to put this out there. And I wrote a couple of articles, and people saw my link in the articles, and they would send in.
Well, you were a little bit different than me because I had no public facing persona before HEX, whereas you did, and you had these connections that you made from pretty highly respected individuals. I mean, you were in deep on things like what was the Reddit clone?
Steemit.
Oh,
right? Yeah, I was on the Steemit team.
You were an early Steemit guy, and I think they even like a lot of people disconnected from you just because you shilled a referral link for some new project. But I think what a lot of people don't realize is that pride plays a big issue, which is why a lot of people don't want to migrate from Ethereum to PulseChain just right away, is because they have too much pride. They're like, oh, I spent all my time building for Ethereum. I know all these Ethereum people, even though they can go to PulseChain right now and have lower gas fees and have the same exact smart contract, they don't want to because egos. At the end of the day, it's all egos.
Yeah, exactly. And you're not going to be able to stop that. That's just how they think. And I've been fighting this for years, and I just gave up fighting it. And that's why I'm just happy to be part of our community. I see Somi's in the chat. He gets to feel how I felt losing my 35,000 follower Twitter channel, Twitter handle.
Somi's Randy's you too.
Yeah, he got randied.
Got randied so hard, bro. Love the show. About to pump some chest. Oh, hey, nice. Yeah, Somi, get those reps in, bro. Get those reps in. Everyone has their sacrifice fatigue. That's basically all I'm saying, is that everybody thinks that their new project is the greatest thing since sliced bread. But you know what's really refreshing is when a new tool or a new product comes out that doesn't have a goddamn sacrifice phase. Like, for example, what's the new it's like the Staker app competitor, right?
Hodl.
Somebody in the chat remind me. There's a Staker app competitor, and it's called
I can't remember, man.
It's called HEXScout.com.
That's what I was
HEX
thinking.
Scout, HEX Scout. And I really do think that will give Staker app a run for its money. I think that because a lot of people are more well connected with the community and what they want right now. Whereas certain people in the past might be kind of committed to this HEX maximalist view of everything besides HEX sucks. But we have to realize that we're in a multi-coin environment now. Even Richard has launched multiple coins, right? So how do we adapt? We got to adapt, improvise, overcome. You guys have seen the meme, right? Like, we need to change our minds when better things come our way. And is everything that comes your way better? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Don't just think because it's new, it's good, right? But really try to think, like, was this thing good in the past? Is it a copy of something very successful? Can we do it better? Are we improving upon it? Are we iterating upon it? And I just think that, like, people get wrapped up in this maximalism view. And so what do you think about maximalism?
You know, I spoke at the HEX conference specifically on this subject, and I hate it, man. I absolutely hate it. Every community I've been part of, Steemit was the same way. I was with Steemit for 2 years. Even when I was with Dollar Vigilante and being on that team, even though it wasn't a crypto team, they were Jeff Berwick maxis, kind of like Richard Hart maxis type of thing. And I just can't get behind that. You know, I just don't like it. And I'd rather have options, and I take profits. I tell everyone I take profits. If you're in my Patreon, people who are in my Patreon, they know when I'm buying or selling something because I tell them.
Why don't you just stake everything 15 years, bro? What is wrong with you? How dare you?
My average HEX stake link is 11.5 years. For God's sake, I'm not going any longer. I'm not doing it. I got enough.
So I've made some 15-year stakes, right? But at the same time, I'm like, I'm not really making any new one to this point. Like 2035, 2036. If I'm not filthy, absurdly rich by then I did something wrong. Okay.
Exactly. You know what I do tell people though? There's a lot of new people into crypto, and I got a couple new ones in my Patreon. They tend to be gray hairs because my Patreon is much older than a normal group of people would be in crypto. And I tell everyone, look, just work hard and get your first 100 T shares and make those predominantly PHEX. And then, if you have some extra, maybe do 70-30, 70% PHEX, 30% EHEX, stake them out in a ladder. Make sure you do it in years that are likely to be bullish years. Don't get caught like I did. I had a really
the
large
4-year
stake.
cycle too, right? It's like, like when I was first staking my HEX, right? I tried to time the bull market, and I did a pretty good job. I clustered a lot between 2022 and 2024, right? But I didn't time it perfectly.
No,
So,
it's hard.
And so if you don't want to stake your HEX until 2027 again, like that would make more sense to me than trying to do a lot of like just stagger them equally, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Particle says, let's just face it, narrative is dead. PulseChain is the new coming of shitcoins. Actually, I don't agree with you. I think HEX is going to be just fine.
What is the old narrative he's even talking about?
He might be talking about the HEX narrative. That's what I'm assuming he's talking about. And what he doesn't understand is that there's a lot of money that's committed to 15 years for HEX, and not many cryptos can say that. Absolutely zero cryptos can say that. Just HEX.
I don't think people realize how to hold longer than a fucking week, man. I just don't think that people understand that. Okay, it's in the real world too. It's in real estate, right? Like, so if you're building a new real estate property, it takes you 2 or 3 years to even get the construction underway. And people would much rather dish out $5 million for a new high rise than $5 million for a HEX stake. That'll probably be worth way more than the fucking high rise in general. And you had to pay all those people and you had to take all that risk. But because it's not real to them, like they just don't get it yet.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. What is Stacy? What is VMPX?
Who cares?
You know what VMPX
That's
is?
nothing. That's nothing. That's a big old nothing burger. Ban and delete, baby. Ban and delete.
Oops, sorry I said that.
No, it's all good. I mean, like a coin that names itself Vampire Coin. What do you think it is?
Okay.
Vampire Attack.
Okay, makes sense to me.
Yeah,
there's a lot of everything's FUD right now, and I love FUD periods because this is the time when you buy and you accumulate and you stack your coins and tokens that you want for the next bull run, and then you just hold, and then at the peak of the next bull run or around it, you start selling off the coins that you don't care that much about, put them in stables, and then you stake your stables all the way down. You're earning a bunch of LP or all the way through the bear market until when you're at this point of the bear market again, you buy back. You do that cycle over and over again, you're gonna be wealthy. You don't have to hit it like a sniper. You can be months off and still absolutely kill it.
Yeah. But so many people just think that, because all these HEX people got rich, I'm just gonna sell the bottom, or I'm gonna buy the bottom and sell the top. It's like, that's not how we did it. We didn't time the top or the bottom perfectly. I bought HEX all the way up, down, but for the first year, and then it was just you never time the market perfectly, but you also never want to kill the golden goose. You never want to sell more than even 5 or 10% of your portfolio, because if you sell 5 or 10% of your portfolio and that can last you till the next bull market, then you're fine. And then, like you said, stock it up in a yield farm, make a couple of grand a month, pay for your bills, utilities, mortgage, whatever. And then you've still got your nest egg because maybe you cashed out 200K. And how much money do you really need? But this is like a lot of a first cycle mentality, right?
200K in Panama for waiting 2 years. Oh my God. You're living like a freaking king.
Yeah. So I was being conservative with that one because, you know what I mean?
But New York City or downtown Chicago, it might not work, right?
Lifestyle creep is a real thing too. But I mean, there's a difference in mentality, I think, between first cycle people and second cycle. So what do you think that really comes down to?
Well, I'll tell you, my first big cycle, I fired all my clients. I thought I was on top of the world. My kid was born, and I was a millionaire for the first time. That was my first big cycle. That was 2017. And even though I've been in since 2014, 2014 was the end of the last cycle. It was I got in right at the end of the the bull hits, and like 6 months after the bull, that's approximately when I got in. So then 2017, I did very well. 2018, I just had my child, and I didn't sell the coins. VeChain, for example, I held VeChain all the way down to like $8 from, or something. It was down like 70%. Then my buddy told me, "Hey, I'll buy all your VeChain off you." And I'm like, "Here." Okay. And thank God I did it. He took the hit, not me. So,
Jesus Christ.
yeah. And, that was the big lesson, that I didn't take enough profits. I still did fine. I survived, but we didn't have that monthly income coming in. So we had to live off of our crypto, which was a huge mistake. And this last cycle, I told my wife, I said, I'm not getting rid of any of our clients. We've been working with Aurochs. Aurochs has been paying me a salary for going on since 2017, pretty much. And she had her clients. And then we launched the Patreon. And there's no reason for us to ever sell our crypto anymore unless we want to sell a certain token and change it into another token. That's about the only reason there is for us to sell our coins.
Yeah. Yeah. So looking back as somebody that's been through that, right? What do you think is like the ideal way though to really carry on without having to sell all your crypto?
Now I'm learning. Well, we didn't have DeFi in 2017, right? 2017 was back when HODL was the word, right? Everything was about HODL, HODL, HODL this, HODL that. Great. And I was, if you guys don't know, I was writing the only articles about ETHLend, which then became Aave. I did the Aave ICO. So I got my Aave at a penny.
Jesus
I
Christ.
still crack up about that.
And now you can dump it on PulseChain too, because it just had a nice pump on PulseChain for whatever reason.
Yeah. So I just think about that one. I'm like, I got so many friends rich because of Aave. I met them in Lisbon. I came home and all my friends, they did the ICO for Aave, and a couple of them made millions off of it. Well, congratulations to them. So what was the question?
I mean,
that story just hit me.
It's whatever, man. Let's move on. Right. Let's talk about what people want to hear, right? What do people want to hear? What is Daddy Richard Hart doing? I need an authority figure to tell me what to do all the time. And now that I don't have my authority figure, I'm scared, Randy. What do I do? What do I do without Daddy Richard to tell me exactly what to do?
You gotta grow some thick skin, man. You gotta grow up there. He's not your daddy. You gotta become your own daddy. It's your money. There is no bank here. You are the bank. And in a society that is coddled as much as North America and Europe and stuff like that is, maybe you need to go somewhere like Argentina for a little while and go live in a world where your dollar or your currency is getting debased by 10% a month. And you learn really quick that you got to take care of your money, and you got to learn how to manage money, and you got to learn how to move your money around to make sure that the inflation doesn't hit you as bad. Well, those people are closer to true crypto people than most of you are, because they know how to hustle with their money. In crypto, you have to learn how to hustle. It's your job to manage your funds. And one thing I love about what we have in PulseChain, PulseX, and PHUX, and coming with 9inch, is that we have something called liquidity farming. And we, I know Crypto Coffee and I have both been really enjoying the liquidity farming and the yield that we're receiving from it.
Right. But let me be really clear. I made a video called liquidity, or I think I called it Crypto Yield Farming Expose, where a lot of people aren't familiar with this game yet. But what they do is these liquidity locusts with an attention span of approximately 5 seconds, they will hop to the next yield farm, right, or DEX or whatever it might be, from day to day, from week to week, from month to month. And these things don't have a very long lifespan. PulseChain, PulseX does, because it's the number one buy and burn Richard Hart created. And I do believe that people will invent new use cases to temporarily pump INC to at least keep it alive. But you've got meme coin dexes coming out with their, little eggplant flavored emojis and stuff, whatever it might be. But you better believe that, number one, if you want to yield farm in these new dexes, that's okay. You're taking a risk. I'm taking a risk. Yes, it might be audited, right? Audited doesn't make it perfect, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good, especially if it's a clone of the MasterChef contract, which is a clone of Uniswap V2. But the more You can only do so many clones of MasterChef V2 before it runs out of steam. But you better believe that if these are safe, reliable, audited clones of MasterChef V2, I am going to be dumping the crap out of all these stupid little DEX meme incentive tokens for more PulseChain, more HEX, more PulseX. And so anyone telling you to buy my eggplant token, you're going to get dumped on by the whales, bro. You're going to get dumped on.
But I'm a whale, man. I'm the number 5 wallet in 9
You're going to get dumped on for more Pulse, more HEX, and more PulseX. I'm telling you right now. Oh my God, they don't agree with me that, BBC is the future. Sorry, bro. Good luck.
Yeah. It's still going to do very well, though. It might only do well for 6 months, a year, 2 years, but it'll do well. Because remember, it's on Ethereum and PulseChain.
But thank you for the temporary gains to funnel into the longer term coins.
Yeah,
there's temporary games and then there's long term games. You got to just realize what game that you're playing.
Yeah, that's the story of crypto from the beginning. It used to be the narrative was sell all of your shit coins to get more Bitcoin. Then it's selling all of your tokens to get more Ethereum. Now it's selling everything on PulseChain to get more Pulse. The narrative Pulse just changes.
Yeah, and Pulse really is the number one entry point. And we can see that because the primary liquidity pairs in PulseChain are Pulse DAI, Pulse USDC, and Pulse USDT. Why? Because that's the only exit route and entry route into the ecosystem. If you want to trade Pulse for HEX, it's more economically efficient for you to trade the ratio, not to trade USDC for HEX. It is now more economically efficient to trade PLS for HEX. And that's why we've even seen HEX going up relative to PLS. So when you only have one entry point into the main L1, you have all the money trickle in, hopefully in a one-way diode in, hopefully not out, right, into the secondary, tertiary coins. And by that, I mean HEX and PulseX, really. This really hasn't changed since a long time ago, but people always ask me, which of the Richard Hart coins do you think will do the best? And I've been saying this since a year ago, and it hasn't even changed at all. I think PulseChain will be number 1. I think HEX will be number 2, and I think PulseX will be number 3. And people are like, what? PulseX, why number 3? It's like, well, just because you invested a big bag into PulseX because you missed the PulseChain sacrifice doesn't mean that your bag has to pump harder than PulseChain or HEX. Okay.
Yeah, we just disagree. I'm the other way. I'm HEX, PulseX, PulseChain.
Oh, you're HEX first, huh?
Yeah, because I love HEX as well.
Well, I love it too, but I just think that more money will be coming into the layer 1 first.
They will be
in the near term.
Long term, I'm saying HEX is going to do better than everything. Still, I
agree with you there, but I'm saying people are always asking about what's your 1 or 2 year prediction, right? Because they think they're going to buy the bottom and sell the top, right? But I think layer 1s typically do good in the near term, right? And the money flows into the store of value coins and the application layer, right? Money flows from the primary layer to the endpoints, right? Which is why, for example, Comcast, right, doesn't have all the money. PulseChain is like the Comcast, but what gets all the money? It's the Netflix, it's the Facebook, it's the things that the internet that the layer 1 enables. So, yeah, if we're thinking 5-10 years from now, sure. But look, I'm not trying to be bullish on PulseX. People are going to hate this, right? But I have never seen a DEX coin do better than a primary layer 1 coin ever.
Yeah, but I can't even compare Uniswap with PulseX. They're so different.
Well, one's a DAO token. So PulseX actually does something. PulseX actually has, a buy and burn, which is like, imagine if the price of your coin was directly correlated to the success of the DEX, to the volume of the DEX. That's what PulseX is.
Yep. I think it's going to do outstanding. And I think it's only a 2-cycle. I think it's a 2-cycle token.
So I think it'll do only 2 cycles, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Because something else will come along, or Richard will build something else that's a decentralized exchange that'll be better.
See, that's blasphemy to a lot of people.
Well, I don't bullshit.
No. I feel you, because I'm not like fully agreeing, but what I am agreeing with you in is that I have never seen a DEX coin outperform a layer 1 coin. So people are always saying, oh, PulseX 10,000x. No, bro. PulseChain 1,000x if you're lucky. PulseX maybe 100x, maybe 500x if you're lucky. Don't pretend that just because you put all your money in PulseX means it's going to outperform PulseChain.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I totally agree that short term though, PulseChain, in my opinion, PulseChain is just going to rock everything.
Oh yeah.
It's no doubt in my mind that that's going to happen.
Because all roads lead into PulseChain.
Yeah, especially through this next cycle. But towards the end of the cycle, I think PulseX is just going to rip. And it's when it rips, it's everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, what's going on?"
Yeah. Because people think so binary. They're gonna think what I just said meant like coffee thinks PulseX is gonna fail. It's like no, they're all gonna do awesome this cycle. I just think that like where the value is going to accrue is PulseChain first, HEX long term, and then PulseX, like you said, maybe it's 2 cycles. Maybe that's it.
People say to me, "Oh, Randy, why aren't you putting more money into HEX?" Dude, I got enough money in HEX, but I tell everybody, put your first 100 T-shares. If you're new to crypto, you got to get some PulseChain, and you got to get your HEX 100 T-shares.
I mean,
go get those.
100 I like the 100 T-share goal. I typically just tell people do your ladder, whether that's 10 T-shares, 50 T-shares. 100 T-shares sounds pretty freaking good because let's be honest, 100 T-shares today is pretty cheap. Like, what is it? Less than $1,000 per T-share.
Yeah, I'm actually doing them. I'm doing,
but we're not we're not all as rich as you, Randy. So like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I understand. But I still think it's not too lofty, right? It's Let's see.
See, someone says PulseX will pump the shit out of HEX. Dude, if you're right, then I'm rich too. If you're right, I would love for you to be right. I just don't. I don't know.
So it's $42,000 is what's going to cost you to get 100 T-shares if you only did 1 year HEX stakes. But you can cut that by a third. Yeah, so 16, right?
Yeah.
14,000. And $14,000 to get 3 divided by 3. So you'll be looking at about 100 T-shares. So, or multiply times 3. You're good to go. That's it. 14 grand, man. Most of you guys can swing that.
14 grand sounds like a lot, but if you just put your, foot to the pedal, just save up, don't go out for a year.
Finite time. The bull market is a coming.
if you're making 80 grand a year, which might be a lot to some people, if you're making 80 grand a year, which you can do it. Save about half of your money, funnel it into crypto. 14 grand after taxes seems not that hard.
And if you want to do it on EHEX, it's half that cost. But I don't recommend you do it on EHEX. I recommend you do it on PHEX, especially if you're new.
Sure. I mean, that's an interesting thing. So we got a thank you for the tip, by the way, Wheezy Bird. making me say Wheezy Bird. Calling for the death of EHEX on Twitter. People are calling for the death of EHEX on Twitter again. Well, I guess we can look at the ratio, right? The ratio is at a new local low. The ratio today from one EHEX to HEX is 0.53. So
almost 2 to 1.
One EHEX is worth 53% of a PHEX. And come on, guys. I understand. I get it. People are going to want to use the chain with cheaper fees. And if you're getting new people into HEX, who's going to want to buy the one that has, higher fees? It's not that simple, though. I don't think it's quite that simple. Do you have a take on this?
Yes, absolutely. I have a take on this. I believe that EHEX, I know it's going to sound like blasphemy for a lot of the new folks, but EHEX is the Ferrari. It's where the big boys play. It's Ethereum, folks. PulseChain is like, God. Here comes
when other people
they're going to clip me. They're going to clip me, man. These fuckers are going to clip me.
I know they are.
PulseChain is like Litecoin to Bitcoin. And go ahead and clip me, you little fuckers.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Like NFTs. I hate this example too. Like I'm gonna hate myself for saying this, but when you copy the Bored Apes onto PulseChain, people don't value them as much. Why? Because Ethereum is and will be looked at as a blue chip environment for probably another year or 2 or 3 until PulseChain can actually establish dominance. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a reason that like people don't value their PulseChain copies as much as their Ethereum copies. True. But because HEX was the flagship crypto on PulseChain, a lot of people are valuing their HEX PulseChain copy more than their Ethereum copy. It's really a 1 in 1,000 coin. Like HEX is the only coin where people are literally valuing the PulseChain copy more.
Yeah.
So
put up Paul's HEX comment because this is just
what
Paul's comment. Paul's HEX. That's freaking hysterical.
Oh, wait, what were we talking about?
Paul Sachs. Highlight his comment.
Paul's Sachs.
Paul.
Paul. Okay, I thought you were saying Paul Sachs.
No. He's got another comment below that. It's near,
Even
near
cheaper
the
if you
bottom.
do HSIs. But see, look at the thing about HSIs. Most of these HSIs are 5,555 day stakes. So
Yeah,
yes, you can get your T shares up, but just know that you're going to be holding them shits for 15 years.
Yeah, unless you want ICOSA.
I love having a 15-year stake, but god dang it, guys, most of my stakes are less than 15 years. Okay.
No, that's not the comment of his that I wanted you to put up though.
Sorry.
It's the one further
Let's
towards
see
the
what else.
bottom. It says Pulse starts with PulseChain.
Trailer Park Gang. Okay, Eric Wall. We got Eric Wall over here. How's Eric Wall's hedge fund doing, by the way? Down 95%.
Jeez, ouch.
Yikes.
Eric, you still got a job, bro?
Yeah. Look, I know Richard might look like the main character from Trailer Park Boys, but it doesn't mean it doesn't mean that we're all Trailer Park Boys over here.
Oh God, our community is something else.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh man, I'm just happy to be part of a community that could, that we could beat on each other, and we all when we see each other in person, everyone's hugging and high fives because we all have had a great time over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And,
look, talking shit in the chat box is awesome. I love it. I love live streaming because you get the, you open yourself up to a lot of criticism and stuff. And yeah, you can delete the morons and stuff. But when you have real life meetups of 100 people plus, what other community is doing that? I think Shiba tried to have a meetup one time, and it was like the most cringe thing ever. I mean, even Bitcoin after 13, 14 years of existence. How did Bitcoin Miami look in 2022? Not very good. Not very good. How did the HEX meetup in Las Vegas look? We were all partying. Yeah, like look, even in the bear market. Yeah, we're all meeting up. Yeah, the bear market sucks, but you got a lot more optimism and hope for the future because I think you have a lot more infinite upside and limited downside. Whereas people in Bitcoin are kind of coping with coming to terms with the fact that Bitcoin's such a heavy object to move that you'd be lucky if you get a 5x. So to say Bitcoin to $1 million sounds incredibly dumb. I'm sorry. It just sounds really, really not
Sounds
good.
Like Michael Saylor. Having Michael Saylor as your front man.
Whereas if you have a guy that says HEX to $10, that doesn't sound so, it'll probably get there in 5 years, but if I said HEX to $500, that would be like saying Bitcoin to $1 million, and that's what the Bitcoin guys are hanging on to.
I used to be big in the Bitcoin community. I go to the Latin American Bitcoin conference every year. So I got to hang out with all the main people that everyone used to worship back in the day. It was just a geek party, man. It was just a bunch of sausages running around, talking about how great Bitcoin is, and kissing Andreas Antonopoulos' ass, Tone Bays getting drunk in the corner,
Tone Bays, man. How weird that I used to look up to, like when you realize that all these people are just people and they're talking their bags. And yes, I'm talking my bags too, but I'm telling you why I like them and why. Yeah. Look, it's up to you, the viewer of the channel, to figure out who's speaking the truth and who is full of shit and who's full of copium. Right?
Oh, I think people have figured out, especially in our community, who are the ones that are here to stay. I love him, Westcott. I'm a capitalist.
Westcott, thank you so much for the tip, bro. I love this guy. He's hilarious. He's big on Twitter, big in the.
He's doing good. He's doing a great job. But we definitely disagree on the sacks and the raises. I'm a capitalist, man. I believe let's bring the money to the blockchain. Let's get this stuff going. Sometimes need money. Some people have great ideas. They don't have money, so we have to do a sack phase. Other people that got all the money, they don't have devs. And you got to bring the two together sometimes. There's lots of different ways we have to do this. More than one way to skin a cat. Remember that saying?
Yeah.
So
it's a nuanced opinion, right? Because it's like, I hate most sacks, but I understand that if you have a genuinely good idea, then people should pay you money for the idea. Now, that said, a lot of people that have a good idea could have done it without a sack, right? A lot of people could have built first and then
could have.
Right. But in the long run, right? I think it's a scarcity mindset to be like, every sack is bad, because as long as it's in the PulseChain community, let's just hope that the people that sacked for these subpar, C-list, D-list coins, that money will flow to the PulseChain HEX coins that we all know and love, because money should flow where it's treated best. Money should flow to the superior products, ideally, right? Because people can't survive in a coin that's just shit in the bed. night and day. But at least their money was put into a coin that's at least on the PulseChain network. So I'm trying to find a silver lining here. You know what I mean? I understand where he's coming from. I definitely do. And I think there's a lot of really bad ideas out there that are having sacrifice phases. And you should not be putting your money into them. But that's up to you at the end of the day. Yeah. And look, if somebody put money into a bad project, at least their money's in the ecosystem. And maybe they can learn a better way. Maybe.
Thank you, Farmhouse Finds. Nice compliment there. So he says we're smooth as ice.
Smooth as ice, huh?
But twice as nice. Yeah, we're two that we don't really. I don't get into the fray that much. I had that one dust up with that guy that used to have the beard. Orca or something, his name like something like that. The guy who did the NFT project back, I think about a year and a half ago during the bull. And yeah,
I don't know that guy.
He talked some shit about my family, and I couldn't hold back in that one. I was like, oh, here we go, motherfucker.
Not cool, man. Not cool, man. Hey, we're all just people at the end of the day, okay?
Yeah.
We're all just people.
It's one of the reasons why I'm backing off doing so much live streaming. I'm going to do it twice a week. Like tonight was my night to stream, but I'm streaming with you. And then Wednesdays, and I'll probably do more of my like rooftop music style videos. And people are listening here. You guys want to hear some marketing genius? If you guys want to learn how to do this stuff, because Coffee and I, we've had some great private conversations about marketing and how to do some things here to help promote HEX. Remember when we used to have our marketing stuff? How do we promote HEX? You, myself, Funding Jim, and we used to have these like little back in the green rooms and stuff back in the day. Have these discussions. And one of my ideas here is, instead of me just doing live streaming all the time, I will take some of that time to create some short form content that is kind of scripted. So imagine making 10 pieces of short form content a week for TickTock, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and post them out there as short form content for different things. It doesn't have to be just crypto. Here I am. I'm a guy big into international living, gold, silver, real estate, those kind of things. I'm more of I have a wider range than just crypto, and I recommend all of you do too. so do short form content.
Crypto's life.
It is. It's been my life since 2014, but I think it's time, especially this cycle, that people. You've seen what the SEC could do and what some of these other things that could happen. There's a possibility, even though I think it's minute, that crypto could have a tough time going forward, especially once we get closer to 2030. So maybe take some profits and put it in gold or buy some real estate and those kind of things, so that you do have a backup instead of putting all of your eggs here.
Sorry to cut you off, but on the topic of having a life, I really like when people cross promote crypto with stuff that they're already interested in. Right. So we've got the Hexkin girl, Lamborghini, comes to mind. Mm-hmm. She was probably already into racing long before HEX came along. And then guess what? She decaled her whole Lambo up in HEX. They're winning races out in UK or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's cross pollination because you're sprinkling into new territory, right? Like just when Richard Hart did the stream with the watch guy. Yeah, Richard has the most expensive watch of all time. And the watch YouTube influencer didn't know anything about crypto. So whatever weird shit you're into, this might be a way to not only dodge the bullet on what's coming for you, because they're coming for you. Randy knows they're coming for you. But this, go ahead.
The other day we went to the vault here in Panama Pacifico. It's the old Howard Air Force Base, a vault that I helped build back in 2011. I was part of the team that came up with the ideas for it. It's a Basel III security vault. So we have tons of gold and silver in there. I got to take my son, my 5-year-old. He's carrying 10 kilograms of gold. He's got a 30-kilo Comex silver bar. He's not carrying it. My buddy's holding it while Max is acting like he's holding it. And being in a room with like $50 million worth of gold and silver, that was pretty cool. And those are the kind of things that I'm interested in. I have stuff that I like outside of crypto, and gold and silver is one for me. And obviously farming and real estate and fishing and the things that we care about. So you could use your things that you're interested in to help bring in people to crypto or bring in people to the PulseChain community. Believe me, it works. I mean, we got people in our community that are really good at it.
I mean, look, man, we got Richard chilling Pepe, not because he likes Pepe, but because we know that there's probably 100,000 degenerates out there that just love their little picture of a frog, and for whatever reason, they're going to trade it. So why don't you trade it on the better, cheaper, faster blockchain with more upside price potential? Maybe, if we're lucky, even 5% of those Pepe boys will come over to the better winning team. They'll get a longer term mindset. They'll shovel some of that Pepe money into some more blue chips, HEX and PulseChain, PulseX, right? And maybe they will learn long-term thinking instead of short-term day trading. Maybe, just maybe. Not all of them, but maybe 5% would still be a win.
Yeah, somebody came in and dumped a whole bunch of Pepe the other day and took home some Ethereum.
I saw that. That was the opposite way. I like to say PulseChain's a degen diode. That guy just degened right back outside of the diode. He didn't do what I wanted them to do. But hey, players can't be choosers over here. You know what I mean?
Hey, but at least he tweeted, he's like, "Thank you, suckers."
Yeah. He said thank you. At least he said thank you, right? Because people are talking a lot of shit out there, man. People are talking a lot.
Let them. When they talk shit, they're doing our marketing.
Good.
I love it.
Thank you for saying that. People don't realize that all marketing is good marketing. Oh my God, someone's yelling about how stupid PulseChain is. Well, guess what? They're advertising it to you.
Yeah, I don't have Eric Wall blocked. Erica is front and center on my Twitter.
Yeah. People think like, look, man, all press is good press. If it bleeds, it leads, right? There's a reason that CNN will only cover murders, and like they're never going to cover this golden retriever had a bunch of puppies. Like nobody cares about that. You know what I mean? I would love if they did.
Like if you look at my TickTock, everyone's got a different algorithm for TickTock because it just goes by what you like. Yeah. And mine is 90% conspiracy theories and 10% health.
Yeah. Well, you turned me on to a lot of cool health stuff. The whole zeolite thing, the whole yeah.
I started my cycle again, by the way. My zeolite cycle is this month, so I haven't done it.
I didn't realize I was supposed to be cycling, so oops. I was taking it like every day for like 2 months straight. Hey, as long as now I got 0 heavy metals in this body right here.
Yeah, dude. Okay, you gotta go to your doctor on TickTock and do some research.
You're my doctor on TickTock.
It's amazing, man. I spend so much money on supplements.
Yeah, me too, dude. Me too. People think it's all like stupid and like a waste of time. And it's like, well, what do you like? You look at what they're doing in their life and they're like drinking every day, fucking vaping, like eating McDonald's. It's like, well, maybe don't throw shade, man. Maybe look at the fact that my metabolic age is 27 and my biologic age is 29. I don't know. And I drink sometimes. Maybe I'm doing something right.
Yeah, exactly. So let's do a quick one about the health stuff. The one that we've been doing that we started taking was nicotinamide nucleotide, NMN, and you can't even buy it on Amazon anymore. It's now the FDA.
I know where to get it. It's Renew by Science, and you want to get the liposomal NMN because you want it to be wrapped in a fat cell because it bypasses your stomach and your gut, and it releases. You get 100% absorption rate.
Or I take it with a spoonful of olive oil.
Oh, okay. Olive oil. Yeah, olive oil works too, I guess.
Yeah, or coconut oil or something. But I'll tell you what, man. My wife will attest to this. She swears by it. She says this stuff gives me so much energy, and that if you take it over the course of a couple of years, you'll start noticing that your friends are aging, and you're not. You are literally not aging, man. You're going down in age because it gives you double the NAC in your system.
And I take NAC too, by the way. I also take NAC.
Too. Yeah. And I take it too. I take all these things. So NAC is what you have that keeps you energized and focused and really ready to go when you're young.
And acetylcysteine. It's really good for your liver. Okay.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So taking NMN will change your life. And then with that, you also could take resveratrol, which you take every other day. And that's, when they at this rate, you'll be an infant. Hey, God forbid, man. I'd love to go back to that time.
Yeah, right.
Someone wiping my ass, just burping me. That's funny as well.
I know.
So check into it. Nicotinamide nucleotide. What was the website you said you can get it on now?
Renue RENUE. Hold on a second.
I use Pro something. You have to buy it direct now. You can't buy it on Amazon.
Renew by Science NMN. It's so they're trying to make it illegal in America because they're trying to label it as a drug.
Yep.
When you can actually still buy it on this website because they're made in a different country and they're not shipped as a drug. Love a good loophole, right? But you cannot buy it on Amazon, so you got to buy it direct from manufacturer.
Yep.
M&Ms, yeah, M&Ms are also only the green ones though. Only the green ones. So that's a hot tip. If you eat the blue or the red or the yellow M&Ms, those are actually terrible for you. But you got to pick out all the green ones, and like, yeah, you'll live forever.
Hey, and someone was at Arizona RC's 2 doctors on stream. Listen, man, you got to be your own doctor today. I was a nurse.
While we're on the debatable bullshittery topics, I gotta ask you this, okay?
Okay.
The title of the stream was called Full Moon Crash. And if you guys in the chat, I don't know if you've looked outside lately. You might be stuck in your mom's basement. I don't know. But if you've looked outside, lately, there's a really beautiful full moon out there. But things statistically tend to happen during a full moon.
Yes.
I didn't want to believe it, Randy. I did not want to believe it. Okay. I used to think that like all this woo, bullshit was literally just like reading the tea leaves or whatever. But a lot of medics that I talk to, a lot of shit happens during a full moon.
Bro.
The 4th of July is happening on a full moon this year.
Oh my God. Don't go out.
I am not going out tomorrow night. I am staying inside, but if you look statistically at simply, I've read some studies about this, but just simply the volatility of stock prices during a full moon versus a new moon, there is a higher probability of volatility. That doesn't mean down or up. There's just a higher probability statistically for there to be a larger percentage gain in the 24 hours preceding a full moon and a new moon. Why? I have no freaking clue.
If you look statistically, if you can just, TradingView actually has a full moon, what's it called? Tool on there that'll show you the cycles of the moons. And you will see even the Bitcoin cycle when it's full down. Yeah, exactly.
The basement, it beckons me.
Full moon down, new moon up, full moon down, new moon up. And it's actually a 10-day period, 5 days on each side of each one. So that's where they came with the term lunatic, because I'm a former psych nurse, right? I worked in the psych unit. I would do everything I possibly could to not work full moons. But what would happen is they would call me on my days off, which was a full moon. Oh my God, Randy, we got a patient up on the 4th floor and they won't stay in their bed. They're going absolutely nuts. Can you come in and just sit with them all night? Now those jobs I would do because it was simple, right? But working the floor on a full moon, hell no. Work the emergency room on a full moon, hell no. Ask any cop, any EMT, or anybody that works in a hospital on a full moon. You do not want to be working.
So look, maybe science can't pinpoint it yet, but it does have an effect on water. If it has an effect on water, maybe it has an effect on us who are 70% water. Yeah. I don't know. But this is like one of the, water's above, right? Everyone likes to shit on him because he's just all airy-fairy, like numerology and stuff. The one thing that I think I definitely have started to agree on was, oh yeah, every time there's a full moon, the price crashes. Every time there's a new moon, the price pumps. Why? I have no freaking clue why. But, it just seems to be that way.
It messes with our heads. And speaking of waters above,
also werewolves, by the way.
Yep, exactly.
Critical problem.
His latest Red Pill podcast that came out yesterday, he was very critical of HEX and RH products. And people are really pissed about it. Like, oh, we're big supporters of waters above, so he should be supporting HEX. No, it doesn't work like that. The guy, he never said he liked HEX. He just talked about HEX because of Crypto Coffee and myself are both fans of his. I'm a Patreon of his, and there's a bunch of Hexkins in there are Patreons of his. So he talks about HEX because a lot of his, exactly. That's the reason. It's not because he loves HEX. He's an XRP guy, so he shows like XRP. That's it, man. So don't be upset at him because he's being critical.
We've all got our bags, and we can use whatever terminology we want to define where we think the future is going. We could draw lines on a chart. We could use the Fibonacci ratio. We could use the full moon cycles, or we could use numerology, and we could use all kinds of fancy addition and subtraction to see. But I knew Waters would like HEX just because of the name HEX itself. It's a hex, it's a curse. Blah, blah,
666.
666, baby. 369. There's a lot of symbolism that went into HEX. Deliberately, by the way, for those. Richard did that for those specific people, because he tried to get that group of people that was, into that kind of thing. Vampires are real. Yeah, vampires are, in my mind, energy suckers. So like vampires, like there's a reason that the myth of a vampire, I think, exists. And I think that's because people will always try to take, and that's their life force energy. Like the ideal, what would you call it? The archetype of a vampire is the modern day internet troll.
Or a narcissist.
Yeah, sure. Sure. A narcissist, an internet troll. What does an internet troll want? The only thing they want is for you to respond to them. That's the only thing they want. They have 50 followers. They have an anime profile picture. They just want so bad for you to start a fight with them. And some of you people fall for it. So yeah, vampires are kind of real.
They sure are. No doubt in my mind. Well, I just want to give everyone some good news, though. And this is for HEX. Before we end tonight, I looked up the chart on Aurochs, and we do have a green Aurochs indicator on the weekly for HEX, which we haven't had in a long time. It was going back like 12 weeks. So as we closer, we got the PulseChain launching. We hit the 12 cents, and then it went down, and we've had a red Aurochs indicator ever since. And I think that was back in January or something. So yeah, congrats everybody. We now have a green Aurochs indicator.
So look, man, I've been told by 4 or 5 people now to get the Aurochs wallet. And what makes me scared about it is the fact that Atomic Wallet, which was supposedly a non-custodial wallet, just lost everybody's private keys. And at the end of the day, I understand that we're trusting code. We're trusting the people that wrote the code. And the only reason I trust MetaMask is basically because it is the longest running wallet that hasn't been hacked. And I kind of trust the devs, I guess. But I also trust you, and I trust a lot of people that are loving Aurochs because of their gasless transactions and a lot of other really cool indicators and stuff. Can you tip me over the edge on why I should get it?
Simplicity. I tell people this is if the staircase without handrails is MetaMask, Aurochs is a staircase with handrails because it's got a lot of safety features. It's got the simulation. So every time you run a transaction on Aurochs, you can run a simulation first, and it'll tell you whether you're about to lose your money. If you're going on a website and you want to connect your wallet, it'll tell you, are you sure this is not a safe website? There's the coins in your wallet. You know how one thing I love about Aurochs, other people don't like it, but you can see every coin in your wallet. It doesn't matter what RPC, they're already there. So all my PulseChain, my Ethereum, they're all next to each other in my wallet. Now, there's other coins, you get the plus symbol and you can go to your hidden coins. And those are all the shit coins that you get airdropped to you and stuff like that. And you know not to touch those. But there's some of them, for example, that haven't been deemed safe by the Aurochs team. They have red. They have red for unsafe, yellow for not known, and they have the green that have been deemed safe to be to interact with their contracts. So you click on the yellow one and say it's a coin that you know is safe, but they don't know it's safe. You can add it to your wallet. There's just so many safety features that make sense to me, and it's easy to set up a Trezor with it. I just like how it's used, man. And they got all these giveaway tools. Like every month they give away like $50,000 at my level, $50,000 worth of prizes. I mean, just for using the wallet. And they have the referral program. So say you sign up 200 people over the course of the next year, and then the bull market comes and everyone's using your wallet. Every time they do an internal transaction, there's a small fee made, and you get to earn part of that forever. That's pretty badass. So yeah, I like it. Imagine if signing up 1,000 people on Binance back in 2017.
Yeah. I know. I never got into that, but I know a lot of people made a lot of money for Bybit links and all that stuff, which that's debatable of whether or not that's actually good ethically and all that stuff. But Aurochs seems like a pretty good win-win. I might have to get it. But at the same time, you got the Richard Hart wallet coming out. So I would hate to.
But we don't know that. That's all speculation.
Sure. I mean, he has said that he'll do it, but yeah, for sure.
Check out, if you need a referral link, check out Crypto King. He's right there.
Crypto King?
Yeah, okay. He loves his Aurochs wallet. You can use his referral link.
If anyone wants to show me a ref link, I can only click on one.
Crypto King is a man. I mean, Crypto King's he's one of my referrals. So the referral thing goes down 2 levels. So
okay, cool.
Great.
Man.
It really
you got
works
a whole
out.
Fan club over here. Everyone loves Aurochs wallet right now.
Man, I've been They came out in December. I've been telling everyone about it since December, and I've had Yorgi on my live stream. He's the CEO.
Damn.
And these guys.
So I'm assuming it plugs in with Ledger and Trezor.
Yeah. And they're going public. These guys.
Yeah, that's what this guy said. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. They're going to be known. Everyone's going to know them.
Wow.
Get ready in the next bull cycle. You're going to hear a lot about their token. Thanks for talking about Aurochs. I love these guys. They've treated me great ever since 2017.
Yeah. I'm not a MetaMask maxi, but I'm only very comfortable with it because it's like, look, man, I know people that got the Staker app wallet and then they're like, they can't mint their Hedron. You know what I mean? Like they can't do anything with it. It's like, yes, you can restore it on a MetaMask, but it takes, it's not easy. Sure, you can restore your wallet somewhere else, but I really hope that wallets in the future are openly compatible with every coin.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
That'd be really amazing.
Snorlax. Well.
Russ says nobody is a MetaMask maxi.
No, Rabby is cool. Oh, sorry. No one's a MetaMask maxi. Yeah, I don't think anybody is.
Crypto King put his referral link in there.
All right, cool, man. Guys, click on that link if you want. I trust that guy. Rabby is cool because it supports PulseChain natively. How cool is it that we have a MetaMask like clone? Basically, that's one thing I noticed about Rabby is that it's way faster to load. Way faster. I hate loading MetaMask on especially an older computer because it takes like I know this is gonna sound lame, but it takes 5 seconds just to pull it up.
Jeez.
And it's like, really, guys? Come on. Anyway.
Get on it.
All right. Randy.
Yeah.
Okay. This is gonna be another controversial question. What are you really, really excited about that's not PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX? That let's name your top 5 projects on PulseChain that are not Richard Hart Maxi.
Well, that's active right now. I'd have to definitely say PHUX.
Oh, no doubt.
This one came out of nowhere. I was not expecting this to be phenomenal, and it is blowing my socks off. I'm just absolutely loving it. And I'm looking forward to Famous doing the same thing, which is from the same team, the Fiat team. Famous is a copy of or a fork of GMX, which is super popular on Arbitrum. Yeah. So it was one of the best performing cryptos during the bear market. And do you know why it was one of the best performing cryptos in the bear market? Because it doesn't matter whether it's a bull or a bear, people will still trade with leverage.
Degen's going to degen, man.
Degens are going to degen. So my play, I'm going to save my play for Patreon. My Patreon knows about my play. I'm not going to tell everything publicly. Yeah. So I absolutely love the GMX fork, Famous. I've sacked twice for it, the first time, and I sacked again. You guys know it. I love to sack for stuff. So I did it again last week. So that's my second favorite. Third favorite, obviously, is 9inch. I was doing the referrals for 9inch. I absolutely love what these guys are doing. I think we need a meme coin DEX. Let's put all of them over there. I have I have number 5 wallet. It's either number 5 or number 6 wallet in 9inch, and I will use my power to vote for different pools within 9inch. And
get your Pepe coin over there. Yeah. Get your fucking Pulse Doge over there. Get all your anything that's dumb. I need dick jokes. Get them over there.
Yeah, let's have fun with it. And that's, as the marketer in me sees that and says, holy shit, this is so stupid that it's genius. And it's sometimes that's just how it works.
It's like, because you look at all these meme coin dexes, right? And you're like, man, these memes are kind of weak. You got like Baby Doge and like Baby Dex and like Doge Elon or whatever. And then you've just got this guy from England that's just like, what about dicks? What about penis jokes only? And I'm like, look, I've met that guy in real life. I like him. I really genuinely like the guy.
Thanks, you bastard.
Like his dick jokes, man. Look, I'm not saying I'm like full all in a 9inch, but man,
it works. It fucking works.
Pancake swap clone. And then you got the Pulse Doge guys. Like, my 2 least hated meme coins. God bless them. God bless them.
Yeah, men are simple. We are so simple. So that's why I think 9inch is going to do just great. And plus, it's on 2 chains. So those are the 3 that I'm really excited about. And the one that's quietly that I'm excited about is Power City.
Power City is like like, okay, they got the Watt token, but they're also like 6 projects.
It's so much stuff.
Yeah.
I got my Watt token. I'm going to stake it and I'm going to earn fees. Hopefully, that's the whole play there.
That's all you're doing. You're not like out of Power City. What do you like? Are you most excited about anything in particular?
Staking my Watt token.
That's it?
Okay. As the tools come out, I'll play with them. I really like the swap, the Portal X swap that they have right now. And the only thing is, I tried to use it. Maybe it was the first day or something, and the tokens that I was trying to swap, it wouldn't work. So I kind of gave up on it. I have to revisit. I have to play with it again to see where I can put that as utility into my bag. But and like I have liquid loans too, but liquid loans to me is a very simple thing. Liquidity it's not, there's no frills. It's going to do what it does. We need a stable coin on the Pulse chain, a native stable coin. So LUSD, I imagine, is going to be that, since there was almost $48 million sacrifice for loan. So I think that they're going to be the main stable. So I'm positive that's going to happen. I also sacrificed for Mintra. I don't know what Gerardo's up to. I'd love to know.
Me either, man. I was curious about that. I checked into their Telegram the other day for the first time in like 6 months. I was like, is this thing still launching? And he's like,
that's how I feel.
Like there's so many NFT platforms, right? There's NFT on Pulse. There's
Power City.
Pixel Park. Then there's Hex Toys has a live NFT platform right now, hex.toys.
Really?
Exists right now. And then you've got Mintra. And so you got 4 off the top of my head. But the one thing I'll say about Gerardo is that he copied the most successful tokenomics out of any NFT platform out there.
Yes.
Because he copied Rareable.
I can't. No.
Looks rare.
Looks rare. Yeah. I used to have a bunch of Looks Rare. I did okay with that one. Yeah. See, the zealous zealot. He thinks you're stoned too,
dude. I'm not. Stoned. I am sober as a nun. I don't know what the hell is going on with you guys.
Randy
asked me that too.
Yeah, before this, I was like, "Are you stoned?"
just having a good time, man. Just I guess it's the full moon. Maybe it's the full moon.
The full moon's getting to you. Yo, it's okay.
Yeah. No, so okay. I hear you. I love PHUX. I'm making a ton of liquidity farming rewards over there.
It's amazing.
And they've already got 1/10 the liquidity of PulseX. I would be okay if, those 2, maybe the third meme coin dex, if those were the only 3 dexes, really, that I'd be okay with that. We don't need copy paste to pancake swap over and over and over again. Because you look at Binance Smart Chain, it's just like, God damn it, you guys. What are you doing over here?
It's a disaster.
It's just like, I don't know. You can only do it so many times before it gets old, before the people stop believing. So for anybody out there trying to make a Uniswap clone, just maybe try to add value in a different way. We don't need 12 or 40. Binance Smart Chain has 46 dexes. Terrible.
So, and I like one of my guys. His name is Ted. He likes to talk about PHUX. He equates it to like not hedge funds. Sorry, spiders and what are those things called? Jeez, it just blanked my mind. Like a spider index. Jeez, I can't even think now. Where there's a pool of different products, different stocks, and you can invest in them. What are they called? One of the terms is called the spider, but there's another term for that. Oh my God. Sorry, not embarrassed. Mutual fund. Thanks, Fox Mulder.
Okay. Mutual fund.
Mutual fund. So what we're doing over on PHUX is similar to mutual funds. You have a whole basket of different currencies, cryptocurrencies, and that you can invest in and hold. And it just totally makes sense to me. And I think it's going to be super, super successful. And what I'm telling everyone right now, I did tell my Patreon this, that if you care about the future of PHUX, then you should be getting as much of the PHUX token as you can during the bear market, so you can vote on the pools and the farms. So you can vote on the pools and the farms in the bull market. Because if you can vote, you might be able to increase the APR rate on the pools that you like. And that
establish
is
your dominance now so that you can vote your way into the future, right? Like
yes.
if you don't have that voting power early on, the latecomers are not going to get any significant voting power at all.
No, and they're going to complain about us.
Yeah. Oh, you were just the early.
You got lucky.
Yeah.
How many times are we going to get fucking lucky?
It's those fucks OGs, man. Those goddamn OGs keep dumping on our heads. It's like,
it's like I said on 9inch. I am going to be using my power as the number 5 or 6 wallet, whatever it may be, to help vote for certain pools that I deem worthy. So if we want to put a PLSX pool over on 9inch, I can do it and make sure that it gets voted up. And my buddy who's the number 1 wallet in 9inch, he will vote for it as well. I mean, this is the power of having a large amount of a DAO token.
Yep. And it's funny because PulseX could potentially be a DAO token as well, but I really don't believe that Richard Hart will ever bother activating that feature. Because number 1, he owns 90%. So who cares? It's fake voting anyway. It's like uni token, right? Like you really want to vote on stuff where literally you can be outvoted by the main guy anyway. But also, do you really have any business voting on technical decisions that you don't even know, shit about anything? Like, do you really want to vote on protocol changes when you don't even know how to like divide something by 2? Like it's really, really hard for people to understand that. But I don't think voting is necessarily a good use case of Uniswap token or PulseX token.
Yeah, maybe an incentive. Maybe the INC token will be used.
Oh, like where you could allocate to. Yeah, maybe. I was thinking about that. But I mean,
that'll give people a reason to buy it. So Craig says, "Love that you guys are 100% RH maxis." I'm not 100% RH maxi. I'm 100% Brandy profiting.
Okay, I'm 90% RH maxi.
Yeah, that's
about. I allow room to grow. Oh, they're lighting fireworks off here.
There we go. They're starting.
Yep, they're starting early.
Not here.
Well, in Chicago, you don't really know what's what these days.
The last time the U.S. lit off fireworks in Panama, they took out General Noriega.
Oh, the fake dye. Let's talk about the fake dye. So apparently I have like $5 worth of dye now because somebody decided to double the fake dye price.
Ooh.
Did you see that?
No.
And Randy, you might have. Look, I'm not gonna.
No, I don't have any. I don't have any dye.
But give USDC.
No, I don't keep any stables right now. We're going into a bull market. It's not time to hold stables.
Well, I love that mentality, but I'm just saying it was very interesting for me to see that when you sort by 24-hour price movements, people are speculating on USDT, USDC, and DAI.
Wow.
USDC went up 70% today.
That is really bizarre.
Which is nothing, but if you have 1 million of them, you get $100. Congratulations.
Seriously.
Who actually told me this was going to happen is Dollar Cost Crypto. He told me this was going to happen.
People are going to speculate in the garbage.
He was like keep your copied stables grow. I'm like, why? Like, because they're going to pump randomly one day. I'm like,
that's such a degen play.
I'm like, dude, only DCC would understand that.
Wow. Well, there was one play that I had when I thought PLSX was going to have limit orders at launch. Yeah. And I call it the stink bid. And it's what you put bids really low because some dumbass is going to be trading when they're drunk. And they're going to sell a whole bunch of tokens. And it's going to go down to your stink bid. And you're going to get a big bag. Like I have a buddy that did it multiple times back in the Bitfinex days. And he got a whole bunch of Bitcoin, a whole bunch of Ethereum because people were just, drunk trading or something. Or companies, some employee wasn't paying attention and they fat fingered and sold 100,000 Ethereum for a penny or something, that type of thing. And so I always believe that if we have limit orders, which we'll have a 9-inch, right? We're going to have it on 9-inch, so it's capable, and they'll be using an oracle, which means it'll be talking to PulseX. You'll be able to see what's going on in PulseX. So you put your stink bids in, and you just have them sit there all the time, and somebody sooner or later is going to fat finger. Or you could put your USDC copy at like 30 cents, and someone's going to buy a bunch, just go, wait, and you're going to get a whole bunch of money just for nothing.
Nothing. Just sitting there.
Just sitting there, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. Somebody says, what do you think about the fact that the PRC20 copies are fixed supply? Well, they're not all fixed supply because if the smart contracts were copied correctly, if they have an inflation schedule, they're still going to keep their same inflation schedule. I think what 40 Traveler is referring to is the WBTC copies, because the WBTC copies cannot be redeemed, and therefore they have a fixed supply because they can't be really minted either, because the middleman that translates all, that processes all the WBTC, they're not processing it on PulseChain. But it opens up a new question of what is a coin worth anyway? Like what is scarcity anyway? Is wrapped Bitcoin on PulseChain more scarce simply because it can't be redeemed, or it can't be minted? Who cares that it can't be redeemed? It can't be minted either. So you've only got like 17 million of them over on PulseChain, and you can't redeem them or mint them. So let's see what the degens do with a $17 million fixed supply of wrapped Bitcoin.
Were you one of the people? I was one of them who fell into the trap when Richard tweeted that there was a new was it not the pool, but the farm for WBTC on that, like going a week into the launch of PulseChain, and the price pump all the way to like $1,300 per Bitcoin WBTC. Did you get caught up in that?
Dude, the funny thing is I was actually traveling that day, and when I woke up the next day, I was like, I'm kind of glad I missed all this.
Well, I did get caught up in it, and I bought some at about $250 or $300, something like that. And Ben, I know Ben Dubard, him and I, we just recently did a course together, and I know he did too. And he actually made a lot more money than I did. I thought it was the real thing because Richard tweeted it. But Richard, he apologized later, saying, "Oh, it wasn't. Sorry, I made a mistake." And the
you
price
really made a mistake, huh?
Yeah, that was a big mistake. The price at 12, it went up to 1,200, and I didn't sell any yet. And it was time to go to bed, and I see the price pumping. It's going over 1,000. I'm like, baby, this shit's crazy, because I had a whole bunch, like 8 of them or something like that, right? And I went to the bathroom or something. I came back, and we have a habit every night we turn our Wi-Fi off, or we turn our router off before we go to bed. So she turned it off, and it takes forever to turn back on. I'm talking like 5 minutes for everything to get up and running for some reason. We have fiber optic. I don't know why it does it. So I come over to the computer. I'm like, wait, there's no internet. I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? So I see the price coming back down. It's at like 900, 800. I'm like, no. So I went and turned the Wi-Fi back on, and it finally came back on. I was able to sell it like an 80% profit. But still, man, I was happy as hell. I was like, hey, we got something.
Dude, I love a good profit story, man. Like whatever it takes.
Ben did better than I did. Ben, he'll tell the story.
Ben Dubard?
Yeah, he did better than I did. He caught it lower and sold higher. So
so Ben still got some Bitcoin over there, huh?
Yeah. Why do we turn our router off? It's just conspiracy
security.
Yeah, a bunch of stuff, bunch of reasons.
Keep the feds on their toes.
Yeah, we every night turn it off. Yeah, we turn everything off.
Yeah, I mean, it's also EMF frequency and stuff, but
yeah.
Cool, man.
I'm one of those crazy conspiracy theorists with a lot of shit.
I was watching a good video today about EMF frequency and like Oregon energy, and how like if you vortex spiral a lot of what is it, like single atomic atoms, they'll turn into like these, like it's like gold, silver, mercury.
Really? Do you have one of those? Do you have one of those pyramids in your room?
No, I don't. No? I don't.
Those are cool.
I don't, but I might have to blow some stupid money on all this.
Get a real one. Get a handmade one though. Someone knows what they're really doing.
Right. Because there's a lot of these like cliche little tourist type of like, oh, Oregon pyramid, but it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's just made in China. Yeah. Like I've got the mat that goes on the bed. That keeps you grounded. The grounding mat.
I used to have a grounding mat in my on my computer too, because you just put your feet to it, you put it in the grounding hole in the electric socket. But the guy that invented Oregon energy, he got death threats and he had to stop doing it, because there's also Wilhelm Reich. Remember him with the Reich? He made this device to basically dissolve clouds and to like change the weather by focusing like Oregon energy up into the sky. Anyway.
Ooh-wee. We're going down the rabbit hole tonight. Sounds like I need to do a TickTock run.
I want to send you a video actually, but maybe I'll do that. Yeah.
I love it, man. All this stuff, I'm learning so much. Yeah, I got my tuning forks. I got a whole set of tuning forks coming, and just
tuning forks. 432
for the different hertz for the
432 frequency. You know when they move So the A note was always at 432 frequency up until who's that guy? JP Morgan. He shifted the A note to 440 frequency, which like throws everybody's like sense of peace and harmony off, basically. People are gonna.
How about the radio? How about the radio? They changed the frequency of the radio.
I don't know that one.
It used to be peaceful to us, and now they made it so that it messes with our energy.
Fuck them.
All music is tuned to something else now. I can't remember which one it was, but this is all stuff. Just go to TickTock after we're done. Enjoy. Have a good night, because you guys are going to be there all night long.
Have fun on conspiracy theory YouTube, everybody.
YouTube censors that shit. TickTok lets it fly.
I learn more on YouTube than I learn on TikTok. I find that the YouTube shorts are more educational, and the TikTok shorts are more like booty shaking and like just degenerate stuff. Like, you know,
I don't see that. My algorithm does not show me that.
Okay.
Yeah, my YouTube shorts though, because I have the paid version, my son uses it because there's no ads. So all I see is Titanic sinking and like kid stuff. My YouTube is just a mess.
The freaking How about that Titan submarine, huh?
Yeah. Well,
distraction theory. Look over here. It's the Roman circus, right? You know, like what sports are and stuff. It's like the Roman circus. It's like, never mind all the bullshit happening over here. Look at the spectacle. Look at all these people. Like, why do you think they pay, you know, NFL players millions of dollars?
Yeah.
To distract you. You. All right. That's enough.
Let's not leave them too much. We don't want to blow their
They're not ready for that one yet.
See, Steven says TikTok is the truth. Katie, I don't care if China owns TikTok. US owns YouTube. We're the cradle of media, which is the cradle of lies.
Yeah. Like, oh no, I'm so worried about the Chinese spying on me. Meanwhile, the Americans are spying on everything you do.
I'm not worried one bit. They're all bad.
I agree. 7 circles. I love freedom and speech and money. So
yes.
Randy, thank you so much for coming on. Do you have any final last words for the people?
Always take profits, man. Figure out a way to take profits. You know, people hated me when I sold that HEX at 12 cents back in January. I sold every liquid HEX I had. Took my profits and I said, "Come on, PulseChain. I got plenty more where that came from."
How dare you, Randy? How
dare you, Randy? And people were like, "Oh my God, Randy, what are you doing? It's going to 15 cents. You're so dumb." And the next day it was 8.
That's what they'll always say till the end of time. That's the circle of life, man. The Ouroboros, the infinite cycle.
There we go.
Whales only. Hey, thanks for joining me in chat, bro. Good to see you.
Hey, whales only. We had a great talk a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, guys, have a great 4th of July. Hopefully those are fireworks, not gunshots outside. And yeah.
Well, you are in Chi-Town, so yeah, no. As long as if you're in South Chicago, don't go out tonight.
Well, I am, so I will not. I will be staying in. Just kidding, but really. Okay, later, guys.
Cheers.
Like and subscribe. Bye bye.